What's up, my friend? Today's a bit of a different video, is a heavy one. A couple of days ago I reacted to the LA fires and I have never seen anything like that. It was so difficult to watch, the devastation is insane, but from what I understand things end up getting even worse in the last couple of days, and that's exactly what I will be covering today. If you are a sensitive person, my friend, this video may not be for you. And let me say a couple of things. I said this in the other video, but I will say it again because it's very sincere. I love America, but I love Americans even more, and it's difficult for me to cover this type of stuff. I also have people that live in California, that live in LA. If you got affected by this, all my support, all my love goes to you, and I hope things get better. If you are from California and you can leave a comment, that would mean so much to me, my friend. You have no idea, so have that in consideration. I will not do my normal presentation, asking for the like, asking for you to subscribe. If you want to do it, thank you. But this is a very, very serious video. Let's play it.
Probably feels like the nightmare will never end as people in Southern California face a sixth straight day of deadly wildfires. Crews still at it with winds expected to intensify again this week. At least 24 people have lost their lives.
So this is already a big update. When I did my video, I believe 2 or 3 days ago, only 5 people at a time, and that toll was only, even one person is too much, of course, but was 5 people. Right now is 24, but I assume the more this develop, the more the searches continue, this will go up. It's sad, but is to be expected, right?
The Palisades fire still largely uncontained, and it's already the most destructive fire in LA County history. One local official says more than 5,000 homes have been wiped out in the Palisades fire alone.
She said 5,000?
Says more than 5,000 homes have been wiped out in the Palisades fire alone.
Whoa.
Thousands losing everything in a matter of hours, including one family who lost their daughter's ashes.
We had a daughter 15 years ago, she'd be 15, and she passed away when she was 1, and her ashes were in our home, and they're gone. Like every memory, every piece of physical evidence of her life is just gone, and that hurts.
Critical fire.
Damn, that's actually, wow, I don't even know what to say, my friends. That's so sad.
Conditions flaring up once again, with the National Weather Service warning of a, quote, particularly dangerous situation by midweek. All of this threatening to fuel the major fires, which have already burned more than 40,000 acres in just under a week. That is an area bigger than the size of Paris, France. California Governor Gavin Newsom says fire crews are moving into hotspots in advance.
So I'm up here in Mandeville Canyon, which was the site in the last 2 nights of tremendous investment of resources, firefighters working the line, a lot of those assets still here, not only in anticipation of potential flare-up here in the Palisades fire, but also pre-positioned, as we're pre-positioning in many counties throughout the state of California because of the upcoming winds we're expecting. Monday, peaking Monday night into Tuesday, extending into Wednesday.
Damn, this does not end. It's so crazy, my friends. Honestly, let me say a couple of words for firefighters, because those people are real heroes. I mean, first responders are the people that, for me at least, I think those are the people that you have to respect the most, because they sacrifice their lives for your life, for my life. It's so noble, and man,
Joining me now to discuss the latest is Brian Rice, the president of the California Professional Firefighters. Brian, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much for being with us. We did hear from the governor overnight about pre-positioning fire crews for...
Sorry, here in Portugal, they don't make a lot of money. I don't know how it is in America, but it's actually a profession that is treated so unfair in my country. It's actually disgusting, to be honest with you. And it is what it is. I hope in America you guys do a bit better with this, of course. But here, honestly, I love my country, as you guys are aware. But even cops, this will be a longer conversation, to be fair with you. But those professions, they are very difficult and they are super necessary. And if you don't treat dead people well, I don't know what people we should treat well because they save us.
More potential flare-ups. What do you think is the scale of the risk of that here?
I think that for the next couple of days, and the governor said it through Wednesday, there's a pretty large spread of a red flag warning. I think the threat is very real, and that the state of California is moving resources in to match. I can't say match that threat, but in anticipation of that threat. The threat's real.
So
Okay, so I've been seeing a couple of news here in Portugal about this. So at least here in Portugal, when they show the homes that are getting destroyed by fire, all of them seem from a very healthy type of people. Is this fair to say, or is this just what the media are showing a bit more because those houses are so impressive? Another question that I have for you, my friends, is how do you guys think that insurance companies will deal with this? Because I cannot imagine a great scenario for this. The destruction is so much that they have money to cover all of this.
Sir, at this point, I mean, what do you think are the biggest risks from these winds? Which neighborhoods do you think are potentially more at risk than others? And what does that mean for your crews?
Well, right now, it looks like the big threats, they're talking about the Brentwood area, the Santa Monica area, that the governor mentioned, Mandeville Canyon. In some of these areas on the northern end of the Palisades fire, you're seeing areas that haven't had a fire in some cases up to 40 years. So you're seeing a much higher fuel load. They know that. They're getting resources in there. But Casey, it's like I've said, every time I've spoken to you, the weather matters here. It's still dry. The humidity levels are coming up a little bit. I think that they probably aren't beginning to see the type of overnight recovery in the dew point and the humidity levels that they want to see. But it's not single digit like it was when this fire started. And right now it all matters. And it is the neighborhoods that are in front of the flame front, the flame front. And then some of the things that add to that, they'll have islands of areas in the burn that haven't burned. They were saved or the fire moved around them. Those pose a threat too. You don't want to see a start in those areas that help fuel a flame front.
So, sir, what are you hearing from firefighters on the ground about what they may need here? I mean, are they running into any issues along the lines of, obviously there's already been investigations called for and apparently launched into why the hydrants ran dry in the Palisades, for example. Are there any other issues?
So I saw this new here in Portugal that the fire hydrants end up being totally dry. I cannot comment on this because I don't understand exactly what is going on here. But I saw some people saying that maybe there is some shady stuff happening. Again, the comment section is for you, my friend. I have no idea. I saw people talking about climate change. I saw people talking about this, talking about that. But I think it's fair to say that a great investigation needs to be done here, right? Because this devastation is something that probably, I know California tends to have wildfires. I remember, years ago, I did not have the channel and watching the news, and they are talking about wildfires in California. But this one seems quite more devastating than the last ones.
Like that you're hearing from crews, and what are they telling you about how residents can best help them right now?
Some of the things that I've spoken to last night with one of the crews, a leader on a USAR team, their morale is very, very high. They're starting to roll into getting some rest periods. But the reason that the morale is high is, there's a lot of interaction with the community. As firefighters rotate off the line, they'll have those connections in some areas as they're transversing or going towards the fire line. They connect with citizens, and those interactions mean everything. You hear their stories. They ask, a person asks you for help, or what did you see in this area? And people are tired. There'll be time for exhaustion, and there'll be a time to get rest when the wind stops flowing, and we see our containment numbers go up.
I assume probably that some firefighters already died on this, because the reason I'm saying this is Portugal is also affected by crazy wildfires a lot, and a lot of time, the firefighters tend to die, and I always imagine if you are a firefighter and your friend, because a lot of these people are friends with each other, right? Died, and you still have to perform your job is mentally is devastating.
Really, I'm glad to hear that that you are hearing that morale is high because of how much support they're getting from the community. That is at least something positive to look to in what is obviously
That's
an
good.
incredibly difficult and continuing to be a very dangerous situation. Brian Rice, have been so grateful to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
The last thing residents in and around Los Angeles want to hear this morning. Overnight, officials raised the fire threat level to the highest level, extremely critical in some places. That is a 3 out of 3 in terms of danger, and it could stay that way for days. Shortly, the wind speeds could be near hurricane level gusts again. The fear
Hurricane level.
is the conditions will soon become explosive. Just moments ago, a fire battalion chief shared this update.
With the red flag warning imminent, every one of our fires that's currently active, the containment lines that are not fully contained yet are still a challenge, and it's possible that wind could blow in.
All right, more than 100,000 people are in the evacuation zones this morning. The death toll stands at 24, but that number could rise. There are dozens of people said to be missing. Let's get right to Malibu. CNN's Stephanie Elam.
I mean, this number sadly will go up, right, my friends, because we know that there is a lot of people missing, and let's be realistic here. A lot of people probably will be found dead.
Is there, Stephanie, we can see you standing in front of just the destruction.
So much destruction, and you were talking about those winds, John. They are really starting to kick up now. I don't know if you can tell as well. Yeah, I guess this guy is flapping up here so you can see this. It is really windy, and this is part of the concern because right now it is cooler. It is a little chilly out here, and that usually happens during wildfires where we see the flames kind of simper down into the earth and we don't really see them. But then as daylight comes, things start to heat up and we start to see these blazes come back. But this is the overall effect of what we've been seeing here. Take a look at this. This was an inn right on the Pacific Coast Highway, just decimated by the blaze, the Palisade Fire coming through here. And you think about it, the Palisade Fire has burned through more than 23,000 acres. The Eaton Fire over on the east side burning through 14,000 acres. And according to data released by CAL FIRE, they're saying that the amount of land burned between the Eaton Fire, the Palisades Fire, and the Hearst Fire is more than the size, the total area of Paris. Larger. I mean, just phenomenal.
My friends, is more than the area of Paris. Man, the devastation here is so crazy, my friends. Look, I'm gonna say it again. I want to send you all the love. If you know anyone that got affected by this, if by any chance you got affected by this, and Americans are very tough people, so this is something that they will for sure, rise again. But damn, this is sad to see. Look, if you guys watch my videos, I love to say beautiful America strikes again, and of course pains me to see America this way. I would say one thing, and I'm not trying to play this down, of course, by any means, but for example, a lot of houses, let's say $20 million house got burned. That's insane. But am I very off when I say the most important thing here is the land, in the sense that those houses are so expensive because they are in Malibu, they are in LA. So let's say a $20 million house, probably the land itself is what, 15 million, maybe the house is just never even come close to that type of numbers, but just 5 million. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say? The value is more in the land that actually probably in the house. Of course, a home is more than the value. It's also the sentimental memories you have, all the great moments you remember. I'm not trying to play this down, but is my argument fair here?
numbers to actually try to compute and digest of just how large these fires are.
Because, sorry, let's say you have house here, you have a tremendous view, but the view is still there. Of course, now looks very bad, but eventually things will rise up again.
The other concern, though, with these winds is that while they have had some containment come together for some of these fires, and some of them they've knocked down, the issue is with these winds, those containment numbers could go back down. And I know a lot of people just want to get back into their homes if they're in those evacuation areas. But take a listen to a CAL FIRE official here explain why they don't want people to go back prematurely.
Part of the reason we're keeping evacuation orders in place is not only because of fire risk, but it's also because we have down power lines, which are potentially live, unknown status of gas lines, and every bit of that ash that it's out there is toxic with petroleum products from the houses that burned. So it's an unsafe place for families to be.
Yeah, this is a great point.
That's very true. And even here, standing here by this inn, even though I'm not in it, I can smell that metallic smell that you smell after
it's
wildfires.
Toxic, right?
That goes through not just brush and trees, but through buildings like this. And that is part of the concern, along with the fact that we have these wind warnings. So they're saying if things go the way they hope they go over the next couple of days, the earliest that we may see people going back into their homes is on Thursday, John.
You know, this has been going on for so long now, in days more of it to come. It's got to be overwhelming for so many of the people who have lost their homes. It's got to be exhausting for you too. Stephanie Elam, thank you so much.
Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching this with me. Difficult video, like I said, but interesting one in a weird way because it's crazy to see how things are developing here. I thought I would be making this video today and not that things will be good because there is no way around, but things will be, you know, getting back to normal. But I don't think that's the case. It's fair to say this is the aftermath of the LA fires, because I don't think it will become much worse, but it's still not done, right? There is still a lot of problems here to solve, but I mean, the damage is already so big. I don't know, my friends. Crazy situation for sure. Just want to say I love you. I know this is a different video, and see you guys in the next one.